Hello everyone and welcome to the AKG Cup Series Season number 5, race number 19 here at the Dover International Speedway, Dover, Delaware. We're here for the Lucas Oil 400, the third race of 8 chase races. After this one, we have 5 races left to determine a championship, and we will determine that at Homestead Miami Speedway. Really looking forward to these next few races. Every race is so important here in the chase. We came off a crazy race at Talladega in which Mitchell Collins, a non-chaser, went to victory lane for the first time. And some of these guys that are in the chase had very good runs, and some of these guys had very poor runs in the chase. Some guys have gotten lucky. They've gotten good runs in both races. Some guys have gotten tough runs in both races, and some have had one or the other. Here at Dover, will be probably way less chaotic in terms of the actual racing itself. But I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be 100 laps long, 100 miles in length. It should be an entertaining race. Dawson Miller certainly is the man to beat. He comes into this race as the points leader. He's won here 3 times in 7 previous Dover starts. So look out for the number 48. He starts from the 8th position today. Do keep an eye out on the Hardy's DoorDash Chevrolet, but he only leads by 4 points over Alexander Rowe in the number 51. Both those guys who led the most laps at Talladega last week, but both those guys had good starts to the chase and looking to keep it up here at the Dover International Speedway. And as per always, the starting lineup will be on the bottom of your screen. And for the second time in 3 races, Jake Rogers is on the pole in the number 98. He'll be joined by Henry Gore on the front row, looking to rebound after a tough start to the chase. Row 2, Jack Pawkins in the number 71, second here in Season 3. He's joined by Dominic Anthony in the number 39, who's had a disappointing chase start to begin with. Row 3, Tristan Allen came into the chase as the regular season points leader, but 9th in points after 2 races. Simon Nichols, 3rd in points after 2 races. Good start for him. Row 4, Charlie Davenport, the highest starting non-chaser in the field. He's on a mini qualifying hot streak. He starts from 7th, ahead of Dawson Miller, the points leader and 3-time Dover winner. Row 5, Eli Bryan and Brady Bent, 2 drivers that have had shocking starts to the chase. 15th and 16th in points. 16th and 15th in points respectively. They're on row 5, rounding out the top 10. Row 6, Willie Brock in the number 1, and Jared Oren, best start of the year for the 91. He was the winner here last year and looking to try and pull off another upset. He's in the 12th position. Benny Watson starts from the 13th position. He's joined by Julio Caesar in the number 25. Watson second last week. Row 8, Renan Nassip, great starting spot for the number 88 Velocity Chevrolet. And the number 51, second in points, Alexander Rowe, 4 points off Dawson Miller. Row 9, Kean Raleigh in the number 10, who's had a disappointing start to his chase. He comes into this race 14th in points, he starts 17th. And Lorenz Barger in the second Velocity Chevrolet, and then running at the top 20, it is Cody Smart in the number 2, looking to have a good run this week after what's been a disappointing season, and Colin Denton in the number 21. And the rest of the starting lineup is rolling on the bottom of your screen. As per always, you'll see the chase drivers, some of them starting a bit further back than others. Noah Clifton's got a bit of work to do from 23rd. We'll see how this race will go. 100 laps, as I mentioned before, and it's going to be an interesting race, and I think that there will be a lot of strategy involved in it, in terms of, because there should be 2 pit stops ish. And it will come down to just decision making when it comes to tires, when it comes to fuel, but also the speed on the pit stops. There's a lot of pressure on the crews, I think, in this race specifically, to get the drivers out in front, because track position here is really important, more than lots of other tracks on the schedule here in the chase. DNQs this week, David Johnson, and more noticeably, Derek Hamill, who finished 10th last week. Race info, race 19 to 24, chase race number 3, 100 laps, 100 miles, and there's your previous winners. And Dawson Miller has won 3 races in 6 starts. And Brandon Benton also a winner here back in Season 3. Pace cars on pit road. Here we go. Coming to the green, 100 laps long. Green flag is out, and we are racing at Dover. And to complete the first lap, it'll be Jake Rogers who leads it at the line. Now, Tanya Bray here in the 56 has not made the start. And I'm not sure what that is about, but that's a tough break. Finished 4th last week at Talladega. Still side by side for the lead, now not anymore. Rogers goes to the front. Here comes Allen. Already getting to the inside of Jack Pawkins, trying to get by Henry Gore, but won't be able to get that move made. But he might still get past this 71 here for the 3rd position. He's got Anthony all over the back of him as well, trying to push the 14 ahead, and he will. Pawkins falling back on the outside, started from 3rd. I might fall back outside the top 5 as here comes Simon Nichols to the inside of the 71 here, looking for 5th. And be interesting to see how that one plays out. Allen now all over the back of Henry Gore in the 72. Former teammates, of course. Your 3 former Smart Motorsport drivers, all relatively close to each other. Now Allen going to the inside for the 2nd position. Off of 4. Can he make it stick? Is he able to hang on that inside lane? He is for the time being, but he will not be able to hold on here. A lot of it is just pacing yourself here. A lot of it here at Dover, because, still very early days. We're only on lap 5. Nichols in 5th. Charlie Davenport talked about his mini hot streak qualifying. He's got his teammate William Brock behind him, trying to get past this 71. But 42's had a couple of weeks. Oh, that's a big moment for Miller. I think he nearly got into the wall off of 4 and nearly got into Cody Smart. And they're going to be side by side down the back straight away. And I think Cody Smart may get the 48 here in 3 and 4. He's pretty well. He's going to pass him here off of turn 4. Back out in front. A bit of a gap between the 72 and the 98. So Gore was able to hang on to 2nd and hold off Allen for the time being. And that's really all he needed to do at this stage in the race. Lots of single file here early. Not terribly unsurprising that. But I'm sure as the run progresses, the tyres do start to fade out. Some guys will fall back, some guys will get better as the stint goes on. Tanya Bray in the 56, back out on the racetrack. So not sure what the issue there was, but she is back out there now, a lap down. A bit of work to do for her. Her race is already over, really, quite honestly. Here's Nichols in 5th, putting a bit of pressure on Dominic Anthony. Then there's a gap back to Davenport, who's holding up a bunch of these guys, including Eli Bright and Brandon Bent, 2 drivers that have had disappointing starts to the chase. They are 15th and 16th in points, and looking to get a good run here and really just kind of put themselves, get a bit of respectability as there's a crash. It's not against Scott and Diego Pez up into the wall and a hard crash. Nottingham Scott's car is destroyed and Yepes dumped him in turn 3. And the caution is out, and that would lead me to believe that there is more to this accident than we first saw. Whoa! That was... that's kind of weird. that was a weird spin. That was like a half spin. Very odd there for Yepes, but cautioned out for the first time, and we're going to have pit stops. This is where the strategy comes into it, I would think. Because I would think some guys would up front here would take 2. Some guys may take fuel only. And I'm sure some will take 4 as well. But we'll see here. So Rogers, it is a bit of a ways down to his pit stall. And there we go. The pit stall. We'll see what the go here is. Looks like everyone's taking 2 tyres. Yeah, 2 tyres, and out goes Rogers, out goes Gore. Allen's in 3rd, and Nichols has jumped Dominic Anthony for the 4th position. As you see, Pawkins back in here is taking 4 tyres. Oh, with a bit of a hit on the right front from Dawson Miller as he's coming out of the pit, under the pit box. And I don't think there'll be any effect to them. It's quite minor. But anyways, Jake Rogers is the leader. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the first caution of the day. Well, here's what happened. Brandon Nelson's a little too high. They're 3 wide. He'll bounce off the wall into Yepes and not against Scott. Nelson keeps it straight, but Scott and He pairs into the wall and a lot of damage on those two guys. And then this is a bit ridiculous. Turns him hard into the wall. Very reminiscent of a Truck Series accident with Kyle Busch and Ron Hornaday. Very weird, that one. The angle it hit was quite hard to see real time. I mean, nothing that Nottingham Scott couldn't do anymore. And yeah, I mean, just very weird. Very, very weird. It's like a Dover style Kyle Busch Ron Hornaday accident. Very weird. Very weird accident. Both cars heavily damaged. Nottingham Scott today certainly over and out before it really began, and I'm not sure what that was all about with your pairs, but his day is pretty much done as well. It's been a rough year for both these guys, both needing good runs to stay in the top 35 and under points, and that's certainly not going to help their cause. Particularly Nottingham Scott out of the race with a lot of damage on that car. Jake Rogers is the leader. Let's take you back to the green. Restart time here at the Dover International Speedway. Jake Rogers is the leader. Henry Gore is second, Tristan Allen is third, Simon Nichols is fourth, and Dominic Anthony rounding out the top five. So the majority of the field took two tyres on that round of pit stop, two right sides. Nobody went for fuel only. But a couple of guys took four, which will be interesting to see how they're able to get through the field. Depends, of course, on if we get another quick caution here, it probably won't have any effect. So, I mean, it might have an effect. They might be able to just take fuel only because everyone's or they could stay out. It's interesting to see how it goes. It just depends, really, whether we have a caution very quickly or not. So, we'll see. We'll see here. Hopefully we'll get some green flag racing in a bit more this time. Rogers is the leader. Pace car's on pit road. And Tanya Bray's a lap down, by the way, so she's not a part of it. Green flag's out. Back underway here at Dover. Down the back. No real moves being made yet, particularly to the 56 of Breyer. Rogers able to hang in behind the 56 for the time being as the 56 just doing what it can to stay out in front and keep that lap. As here comes the 14 of Allen to the inside of Henry Gore, and he is going to clear. So immediately, not wasting any time, Tristan Allen moving up into the second position and now trying to hunt down his teammate Rogers for the race leader. Now he's going to go to the inside of Tanya Breyer. As Dawson, is that Miller? It is! Dawson Miller is on pit road in the 48. The points leader is on pit road, and I would think this would be a penalty on pit road. So this, I would assume, I'd have to be speeding or something like that. But that is a really bad blow for Dawson Miller. It will put him a lap down. And that's particularly with Rogers leading the race. Rogers only 21 back. Coming in, can't afford to have a really bad day here. And with Rogers 21 back, leading this race, not very good for Dawson Miller and the potential to lead the championship after this one. As now Rogers to the inside, as you see Miller coming off the pit road. Rogers to the inside. He's going to lap the 56 of Breyer, and Allen's going to follow through. The 14 looks good. Since it got past the 72, well, since the restart, it looks pretty strong compared to what it looked like before. In terms of, it was struggle to get past the 72, but they breezed by on the restart. So maybe they did some adjustments on that round of pit stops. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Henry Gore's just gone around Tanya Breyer. Here comes the 3 to the inside. So they're going to send Breyer back down the order, which isn't terribly unsurprising. How about Takabayasi in a good run? Inside the top 10. He's in the 8th position. I think he took 2 probably on the last round pit stops. Cody Smart up to 9th position in the number 2. That team needs a good run. Really, quite honestly, just for morale's sake, really, is now these guys continuing to send Tanya Breyer back down, back another lap down. Getting by a creep quite easily too. And Allen here, it's got a bit of a gap on Henry Gore. and he's closing in on the 98. So we'll see here. Can he get around the 98 and potentially take the lead here on lap 21? We'll have to wait and see. It's not quite close enough to make that move, to potentially make a move yet. But we'll see here. He's got a pretty good car right now, as you see. Back down the order. Yassie's still in 8th. Cody Smart in 9th. These guys continuing to lap Breyer. Just tough season all round for that 56. It's had 2 good runs, and that's about it. Not much to say. Jack Porkins in here. We know he took 4 tyres in the last round of pit stops. He's trying to move his way back up the order. Brandbeck can rally back in there. He needs a good run. It's been a disappointing chase for him so far. Noah Clifton in the 6. Didn't have a good run last week. Got damage on pit road and helped give Mitchell Collins the win. Alexander Road is way down the order right now, 16th, but he is second in points right now. If something were to go wrong with Miller, as you see, here's Mitchell Collins, by the way. He is 23rd right now, so fresh off that win. He's made up a couple spots since the start of the race. But with Miller way down the order right now, he was only 4 points ahead of Alexander Rowe. He certainly wouldn't have the points lead. He's 40th right now and 2 laps down. So he's not just 1 lap down, he is 2 laps down, and Tanya Bray is 3 laps down for the record. I didn't actually know that, but there you go. There's Julio Caesar, he's way down the order as well. So from what we understand, 25 had a slow pit stop and took 4 tyres. So that would be why he's way down the order. But back up to the front. No issues so far from the 98. He's still leading. Allen and then Gore, then Nichols and Anthony. That's your top 5. Good run for Dominic Anthony. William Brock has made his way up to 6th. He's had a good start. Made his way up 5 positions. There's his teammate Davenport. Brandon Bent to the inside, and I think Brandon Bent probably took 4 tyres as well. Maybe he didn't, I don't know. But see, some of these guys here, Cody Smart's falling back down the order. He's getting passed by Alexander Rowe in the 51, and I think Rowe is 13th now by just getting around the 2. So, certainly the one that would benefit the most from a Dawson Miller bad run. But Jake Rogers too. Rogers 21 back, Tristan Allen 35 back. If today's a day for Dawson Miller to have a really bad race, and these guys need to take advantage of it. And Rowe obviously being a bit further down the order, he's in 13th. Certainly helping the cause for these guys up at the front of the field. All top 5 all chase drivers, 7 of the top 10 chase drivers, 3 non-chasers, but all the top 5 chase drivers. And Simon Nichols, for that matter, he's 3rd in points. Haven't really talked about him. He's 16 back off Dawson Miller, so he's certainly a big beneficiary from a bad Dawson Miller race right now. A bit of a train lining up behind William Brock here in 6th. Eli Bright, Zakoma Yassi, Charlie Davenport, Hawkins back in there, Brandon Bent just outside the top 10 and 11th. All trying to size the other cars up in front of them. So Eli Bright needs a really good run. He's 16th in points, finished 42nd at Chicagoland, finished 40th at Talladega, and now running inside the top 10 in 7th. This kind of run that he needs. Allen has closed in on Jake Rogers. He's pulled away from Henry Gore a bit, so that is the good news for Allen. He's probably got a quicker car right now, but the problem is the 98's just in front of him, and it is a track in which track position is king. It is a bit hard to pass, so and then not just for the lead, but anywhere it's a bit hard to pass. So it's something that Allen will have to work on. It's lap 31. It's plenty of time for things to happen. See, he's running a lower line than Rogers. I don't know. Oh, big crash on the back straightaway. It's Julio Caesar. And he's gone the wall on the back straightaway. Lots of left side damage, lots of front end damage on the Wawa 25. Another bad race for him as the caution is out. I was just about to say, don't know if the lines were deliberate there by Rogers running a little bit higher, but well, here's the pit stop. Second one of the day. Now this one will make things touch and go because it's lap 32. So I'd say the range is about 35 to 40. So you'd certainly have to, you probably have to make at least one more. We certainly have to make one more. But you might have to make a second as well from here. So Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting to see how these teams play it out in terms of strategy. And I would think these guys will take 4 here. I think all the leaders will take 4 tyres here. Just because, I mean, they've run the left sides, yeah, and they are going to take 4 tyres here. Not too much of a surprise there. And Rogers is going to win the race off of pit road once again. Tristan now in second. Henry Gore, Simon Nichols, and William Brock now into the top 5. So once again, Dominic Anthony dropping a spot on pit road. Jake Rogers is the race leader in the 98. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the second caution of the day. So here's what happened to trigger the caution. Julio Caesar, who came into this race 8th in points, he's way down the order to begin with and hasn't really made too much progress. Right there, gets turned into the wall hard by Colin Denton, and nothing Caesar did wrong there. Colin Denton slid up the racetrack and just got in the left rear and turned him. And hard into the wall, lots of damage down to 25, and another bad run for him, and he's on board. Big crash. Lots of damage on that 25. His day well and truly, putting well and truly out of contention if he wasn't already out of contention. That's a big hit. Left front at all, and that car, his day is pretty much done. That's a tough break. Had a bad run last week at Talladega, involved in a crash, and out again here at Dover. Tough break for him, but anyways, Jake Rogers is the race leader. Let's take it back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, Jake Rogers is the leader. Tristan is second. Henry Gore is third. Then it's Simon Nichols and William Brock rounding out the top 5. So, still, only 1 car out of the race, Nottingham Scott, but multiple cars a lap down. Dawson Miller is, of course, 2 laps down. So, you know, it's when you're trapped multiple laps down, it's hard to get them back. And for Miller, it's got to pray that you know, some of these guys like the 98, the 14, the 3, that something terrible happens to them the rest of this race, really, if he and the 51 for that matter, 71, that something happens to them if he wants to try and keep this points lead, because it's going to be quite difficult for him to do that from 40th. But green flags back out, went away here at Dover once again. Here we go to the inside for the lead. Tristan Allen wasting no time. He wasted no time on the last restart getting rid of Henry Gore back to second. And now Tristan Allen takes the lead here in the Lucas Oil 400. Rogers back to second. Nichols trying to go to the inside of Henry Gore. Can't pull that move off. But another good restart for the 14. And he's already pulled out a little bit of a gap on his teammate. And the 14, Tristan Allen wasn't very happy with the start to the chase. He finished, well, he was involved in a crash last week. Took him out of the race, and just had a shocking weekend at Chicagoland. Didn't have a lot of speed. Was never up front. And well, now he's leading here at Dover from his teammate Rogers in second. He's pulled out a bit of a gap. That car looks pretty good right now, I tell you that. Gore still in third, then Nichols in the 3. He's fallen off just a little bit under pressure here from William Brock in the 1. Having a good run. Anthony, Eli Bright in 7th. Still having a decent run so far behind them. Takumi Yassi in the 20. Also having a very, very good run in the 8th position. Davenport and Bent rounding out the top 10. And Eli Bright is certainly trying to size up Dominic Anthony here. He's looking to the inside. Is he going to be able to make the move? He thinks about it, but decides against it off into turns 1 and 2. 95 looking kind of strong here on this restart. Trying to make a move to the inside. Brandon Bett trying to get to the inside here of Charlie Davenport for the 9th position. And he will not be able to do it. After sliding behind the 42 just for a little bit longer. Top 3 have broken away. Allen with a little bit of a gap on Rogers, who's under a bit of pressure here from Henry Gore in the 72. And so the 98 doesn't look as good as it has now. He's led the entire race so far. But now he's got to deal with his 14 in front of him. The car does not look as good, quite honestly. And the 14 looks very, very strong in comparison. And if he's not careful, Henry Gore could actually get to the inside here and get to second. He's got to be careful here. You don't want to lose too much time to the 14. But it's actually strung quite a bit. William Brock trying to go to the inside here for 4th position. To the inside of Simon Nichols in the 3. Nichols still in 4th position. Didn't get a great restart, really. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, but he did gain a bit of time back to the front. But now he's starting to fall off a little bit from Henry Gore once again. But Gore looks good. That car looks pretty strong right now. In comparison to the 98, it's close, but you just can't quite get past for the time being. You see these guys are actually running up a little bit higher up the racetrack as Bright continues to work on this 39. But these guys are running a little bit higher groove. You see Bright running a slightly lower groove than the 39. A lot of these drivers here up at the front of the field are actually running a higher groove. I'm not really sure why, because the lower groove looks like it's faster. But Bright couldn't quite get that move couldn't quite get underneath of the 39 of Anthony there in turns 1 and 2. It was a good run for the 95 though. Much needed, all things considered. And this 14, man, I tell you what, it's looking good for him right now. It's only lap 46, so still a lot can happen. But the car looks very, very strong right now. Look back down the order. There's Alexander Rowe. He's in 11th right now behind Brandon Bent. So a decent position for him. Porkins in 12th. He's got some work to do. He started 3rd. He hasn't really been a threat in this race. Keane Rally. Good run for him right now in 13th. Moving his way up. He started from 17th. So it's not been a great chase for him. But right now 13th, doing him a lot of good. Cody Smart in 14th. Good run for him as well. We saw him falling back early on though. But 14th is not too shabby, all things considered. Clifton here in 15th. Number 6, how about Jamie Rose has moved her way up from 31st to 16th. So a good run for the 40. And then Benny Watson in the 96. Hasn't shown a whole lot in this race. He's in 17th right now. Stuck behind Rose. And, second last week. He was devastated by that loss last week. Now there's Dawson Miller. He is still way down the order in 40th. 2 laps down. But you can see he's actually moved past a lot of the guys that he was racing before. Richard Fridge is way down the order right now in the 26. He comes into this race 6th in points. He was only 2 points off Rogers, so, not a good run for him right now. 34th, and then Julio Caesar with damage. Now, they will run up on him, I would think, the leaders, and that may come into... Yeah, you can see Allen in the background. So, they're going to run up on Julio Caesar, and it may come into play here later. Well, in the not too distant future, because they're catching him pretty quickly. And after this lap, we'll be halfway through the Lucas Oil 400. It has been Tristan Allen, who's had a fantastic job, who's done a fantastic job, I should say, getting around the 98. He continues to lead. There's 25. And he's losing like 3 seconds a lap, I think. That car's got serious damage. Ridiculous how slow he is right now. It's 2 bad races in a row for him, and 2 Nicotech cars, because Miller's 2 laps down and 25's way down the order as well. So this has not been a good race for them so far, but Nichols still in 4th, so that's something. But Allen's going to get around this 25 pretty quickly here. Did it with ease, really. And he's pulled out a big gap back to Rogers. So, all guns blazing for Tristan Allen so far. As Rogers now, that's not going to help the cause for Jake Rogers. He got stuck behind the 25. And Gore is going to slide up the racetrack a little bit. He's going to be stuck behind the 25. He's going to be boxed in by the Nicotech cars. Here goes Nichols to the inside here. He's going to go to 3rd, I would think. In the not too distant future. They're still side by side. And I don't think that was planned, but Nichols now up to 3rd as now Brock to the inside. Gore is really getting hurt right here. He was 3rd. And he is going to fall back to 8th, maybe. There's Yassi now to the inside in the number 20. Going to be side by side. He's not going to be able to stick it on the bottom. So Gore will slot back in 7th. So he's lost 4 positions as a result of the 25 and getting stuck behind him. So that's a really bad break because he was pressuring Rogers for a while there too, and that's a really bad break now, way down the order for him. But the 25 is so slow, he'll probably come back into play later on down the track. Top 2 have gone. Allen's left Rogers. He has really walked away from him. 0.7 of a second right here. The pace in that 14, it looks really good right now, time being, but there's still a long way to go. Rogers, that car doesn't look as good, but he did get stuck behind the 25, I should say. How about Brock? He's really pressuring this 3 here of Nichols. He's quietly moved his way up throughout the race. Started 11th, he's moved his way up to 4th. Got around the 39 on pit road. It's been a good race for him so far. Anthony and Bryant, they continue to battle back in here. I mean, these battles here, they're a good indication of how hard to pass, although Nichols up the racetrack a little bit. It's going to open the door here, I reckon. And yes, it will. Brock's going to try and dive it in, but can't quite stick the bottom. Oh, yeah, he's still there. He's still on that inside. He got back to the quarter panel, and here he goes for 3rd. And is he going to be able to clear Nichols off the turn? He won't be able to, but he is going to get 3rd here at the line. Nichols, if he's not careful, he might lose out to Anthony here in the 39 if he's not careful. Brock has cleared, so Brock's now up to 3rd. And Anthony now going to the inside here for the 4th position. So a bit of pressure here, Simon Nichols. Just trying to hold on to that car right now. It does not look great. There's Anthony trying to go by on the bottom of the racetrack and do what William Brock did a lap ago. Still side by side here for that 4th position. It's a good battle here. Nichols not giving up on the bottom. Oh, sorry, on the outside. Anthony not trying to get by on that bottom lane. See, look at the run that the outside got there for Simon Nichols. And now Anthony running a little bit lower, trying to hang on that quarter panel trying to hang at Nichols' quarter panel. Won't be able to do so. Nichols is going to clear. Good driving from Nichols to actually able to hang on to that 4th position for the time being. And Brock has just gone. And he has left them behind. And actually quite, at the moment, he's got a decent car under him right now, William Brock. But it is still Tristan Allen dominating this race. He's nearly got a 7/10 second. So 7/10 of a second over the 98. So, you know, decent. It's just stabilised the gap. Rogers trying to close in here, but it's not really doing a whole lot, and that's the big issue here. In fact, he's just lost about a 10th on that lap alone. And Brock is, I tell you what, I think Brock is closing in here in the number 1. He car's come alive here in the 2nd stint. He's made his way up to 3rd and trying to really challenge. I'm going to maybe try and spoil the party here for the Chasers. Get his first career win. That's a possibility. That'd be interesting. But he's got to get around Tristan Allen, whose cars look really good. And Rogers is sliding up the racetrack. That car does not look good at all at this point in time. And Brock, I think, is going to be able to close in here sooner rather than later and try and make a move. Now, they should be pitting here soon as well. It's lap 60. It's lap 64. We're about to complete lap 64. Now lap 65. So, you know, it's nearly time for them to have pit stops, and it's going to come into play. It's a second now back to Rogers. So that car is really struggling here at the back end of this stint. And Brock is well and truly there. He's showing the nose to the front of the 98. And he is going to try and size him up here. Not quite in turns 1 and 2, but... oh, he might have. He's going to go to the inside. There he goes. For 2nd here. They're going to be side by side off into turns 3 and 4. Can William Brock? He's looking. Still side by side. Off of the turn. I think Brock got him at the line. Let's see here. Yes, he did, but he's now got to make the move stick here. I think he will. He's going to be able to clear. And he does. So William Brock moves up to second. That car's on he's on a charge right now. He gets around Rogers. Now he's going to try and catch Tristan Allen in the 14. But the gap is over a second at this point in time. So that does make it a bit difficult for him. Eli Bright's got around Dominic Anthony and all that. Didn't see that happen. But Bright now up into the top 5. Anthony back down to 6th. But the 14's done a good job. If William Brock's going to win this race, now he's got around Rogers, whose car is clearly struggling quite a bit here in the second stint. But if William Brock is going to win this race, he's got to deal with the 14. That's been the quickest car all day. Bright's car looks pretty good too, because he's gotten around Anthony finally, and he's sizing up the 3. And I think Nichols' car is struggling a bit as well. That's going to affect him a bit. Now, Alexander Rowe's been on the move as well. He's made up a couple positions. And here we go. Bright's going to go for the 4th position. So 95's looking quite good here as well. So we'll see here, and if he can actually, if he's able to make the move stick. Anthony wasn't able to before. Might be able to this time here. Into turns 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to do it? Running to the bottom. Can he clear off the turn? No, he won't. Nichols' car is quite good off turn 4. He was able to. That's how he was able to hold off Anthony there for so long. Because he was able to run that top lane off of turn 4 so well. This time Eli Bright may get him here. I think he's going to clear off the turn, and he does. So Bright moves up to 4th. And Nichols' car, they're going to have to pit him soon, I would think, because that car's really struggling. Now Yassi to the inside here of Henry Gore. So moves being made here later in this stint, and Anthony's going to get by the 3 here as well. Oh, and speaking of later in the stint, here we go. Pit stops. Rogers stays out. So Allen and William Brock come down from the top 2 positions. And William Brock, by the way, he was actually closing in on Tristan Allen. He got it under a second. Oh, and there's a bit of chaos going on back there. Whee! And I think Anderson Steinbach missed the pit road. I think he wanted to pit and missed it. There were a few guys that were slow there, so I can only assume that something's happened to Steinbach as he was trying to pit. And it's nearly caused a big accident, maybe. And here we go. So the 98 is going to pit from... Oh, we got a caution! And Christian Vargas is in the wall! Christian Vargas has crashed into the pit road wall. Oh, boy. This changes everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this changes everything. And I think Nichols stayed out, did he? He did. Nichols is the leader right now with Clifton in 2nd. And Jamie Rose, there's Clifton, he's in 2nd. Clifton's 2nd, Jamie Rose in 3rd. So they stayed out then, I would think. Correct? I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. I actually have no idea. Okay, Nichols is pitting. So they stayed out. Okay, so these guys stayed out. So the 6, the 40... they stayed out. Colin Denton, Lorenz Margaret, Kelly. So those 6 cars stayed out. And I'm actually not really sure what's going on, to be quite honest with you. I guess we'll try and figure this out here. Oh, and they're all a lap down. They're all a lap down. Rogers... there's a Red in the Sip. Red in the Sip's pitted with these guys, I think. So Rogers, Anthony, and Allen. So all these guys are a lap down. So I think that means that Nichols here is going to be the leader. He's going to win the race off of pit road. So Nichols here is... wow. This happened... okay, this happened last season too. This is how Jared Oren got his win. As you see, Clifton Rose, then Denton, Lorenz Margaret, Kelly Lee. That's the order off of pit road. That's how Jared Oren got this win last year. He stayed out longer. There was a caution and got him to the front of the field. And he was able to beat the 20 of Chase Marks. How about that? So Nichols is the leader. Let's take a look what happened to trigger the caution. So this is why we're under the caution, and it is Christian Vargas missing pit road. Apparently, yeah, I don't know. He missed pit road. They had a drama the last lap too down the back here, and they just drove into the wall. And Nathan Stapleton gets a lot of damage as a result in the 97. I'll tell you what, Stapleton and Vargas may be the two unluckiest drivers this season. I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable. Richard Fridge is on board here in the 26. See, they're all pitting fine, and it's just... I mean, Vargas is just too late. He just makes the decision way too late, and that costs him the end of his race. And it's just such a late decision. It's probably just a call in just too late, I reckon. And look at the front got completely torn up, and then Stapleton got front end and side damage as a result. And that car, I tell you what, Stapleton's been so unlucky this year. It's ridiculous, and so is Vargas for that matter as well. It's been one of those years for those two guys, and yeah, that's a tough break for him, but it completely reshapes this race. Simon Nichols is the race leader. Let's take you back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, Zakoma Yassi here in the 20 is going to be the one that leads the field back to the green, but he's not the leader. He's unfortunate because of the way the pit stalls work. Some of these guys, like a lot of these guys that are a lap down on the ticker, have their pit stalls before the start-finish line. So Yassi, who was running the top 10, is now a lap down. But Nichols is the leader in the number 3. He is the leader. Noah Clifton is second in the number 6. Jamie Rose, Colin Denson, Lorenz Marga, and Kelly Lee. Those are the 6 drivers right now. There's Clifton. And the 6, Rose, Denton, Marga, and Lee. Those are the 6 drivers that did not get caught. So they're in the contention for the win. But Yassi's going to be the one that leads them back. And green flags back out. We're underway once again here at Dover. You see down the order. The 98, the 39, the 14, 72, 27, 142. All these guys here are actually on the tail end of the lead lap. That got caught out by the yellow. Stapleton, to the inside here of Nichols and ran in a sip as well. They just want their laps back. How about the 21? Colin Denton restarted 4th and he's going for 2nd underneath the Clifton. And they're going to be side by side off into turns 1 and 2. Clifton trying to hang on the high side. I don't think he's going to be able to, and Colin Denton's up into 2nd all of a sudden. And now he's going to try and go for the lead here because he's going to push a sip past the 3. And they're side by side through 3 and 4. Denton looking for the lead as someone's blowing up in front of them. Somebody's blowing up in front of them. They're stacking up. It's Tanya Breyer in the 56. They're stacking up, and somehow, for the time being, there's no accident. Although there could be an accident still, we don't know. Denton's down low to the inside. Oh, and gee whiz, Stapleton way down low. Really slowing down. Nichols trying to round his way up on the outside. And the caution's out. Caution is out. What's the caution? Is it for Breyer? I think it's for Breyer. It has to be. I don't think there's an accident out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something happened. I didn't see it anyway. Not sure what that's all about, but the caution is out. And yeah, okay. So that was weird. So not sure what the caution was for. It must be for Breyer. I can't really think of anything else. But what that does mean is that these guys back in here, there's Breyer's 56. But the 98, the 14, all these guys, they're on the tail of the lead lap. They're going to be back up at the front of the field. Keep that in mind. Let's take a look at what brought out the caution for the 4th time today. So, Tanya Breyer is the reason why the caution is out. And, yeah, blows up right there. Had damage already. It's been a rough weekend for the 56. Missed the start due to mechanical issue. And then, look at this. I cannot believe there's no accident from this. But, I don't know how they did not wreck. Look at that. They are 3 wide, jam-packed. I mean, it's craziness out there. And You see the 56 actually does a good job. Got out of the way. And we'll get onto the apron here. And I actually... yeah. I don't know. Caution came out for this. You see the 56 down on the bottom. Right. We'll stop right there. And I think... I don't think the caution's out at this stage, but I think it'll be out in a minute. Because the 10, yeah, I think the 10 comes in and that'd be why the caution would be out. I kind of get that, I guess. I don't know. They could have waited a second, I don't know. But anyways. Oh well, here's what it is. Tanya Braid brings out the 4th caution. Let's take it back to the green. Coming back to the green this time, Simon Nichols is the race leader. Nathan Stapleton's a lap down. Colin Denton is 2nd in the 21. Noah Clifton is 3rd. Kelly Lee is 4th. Jamie Rose, Lorenz Marga. That's your top 6. You got the 97 and the 25 who are in the way here of the actual leaders. So this will be an interesting restart. I don't know what's going to happen, to be quite honest with you. It's been a wacky last couple of laps. But anyway, pace cars on pit road. Nichols in the 3 is going to lead us back to the green. We're just waiting. There we go. Green flags out, and we are underway once again here at Dover. The top 5 got away, but Lorenz Marker here in the 08 is going to get shuffled back. Now, he's got to try and find a way around the 25 as the 21 out of the inside of Stapleton. And now we can try and go after the 3 of Nichols here. 14 laps to go. Clifton to the inside of Stapleton. Looks like he will clear. You got Lee back in there, the 76. Also going to get clear of the 97. And the 40, it looks like Marga's out of it. He's way back now. And Rose trying to get to the inside of Stapleton, unable to do so yet. Nichols, the last time he went to Victory Lane was Auto Club. Season 4. Rose can't quite get past Stapleton for the time being, just running a little too low. But back to Nichols. Last one, Season 4 at Auto Club, so it's been the longest drought of his career between wins. But, leading this race has got a sizable, just enough of a gap over Colin Denton for the time being. Coming to 12 laps to go. If he does win, it'll be a 40-race losing streak. Well, 40 races since his last win. It'll be his 7th career win, his first of the year. Clifton here is close to try and potentially he could try and make a move to the inside here of the 21 if he could just get a decent enough run. Oh, there they go! Renan Nasip, Julio Caesar, and others are involved. Eli Bright, Trey Wright. Oh boy. Another caution. This race was clean and green for like what felt like 30 plus laps there for a long time. But now we've got a 5th caution. 3 cautions in a very short period of time. We're going to have another restart. And it's bad news for Nichols because it brings the 21 back to him. That's a tough break for the 3. He's got to work for this win. Anyways, let's take a look at what happened to trigger the caution. No pit stops here, thankfully. But let's take a look at what happened to trigger the 5th caution of the day. So, Jack Halleck here in the 16 goes 3 wide. We saw 3 wide didn't work before. It doesn't work here. And Renan Nasip this time kind of squeezes up on the 16. Comes up into the 25. They spin. Jared Oren gets a piece of it. But they actually did a good job. It was a very minimal accident. No real damage done to anybody. But the 25s had a shocking day. But a lot of those guys back in there. The 51 was back down the order. You got the 95 back down the order. You know, they got held up. It's just makes their days even worse. Here's the onboard from Caesar. And they do a good job of actually not hitting the 25 or the 88. Here's Richard Fridges on board. Just a good job just keeping it up high there. Gets away with it instead of some of those guys that maybe went lower. Here's another look And that time, really, yeah, kind of squeezed up on the 3 wide. And yeah, tough break for all those guys involved. It's been a weird race. Alexander Rowe, Eli Bright, all these guys back down the order, kind of stuck with nowhere to go. Caesar, of course, that's his second accident of the day. It's been a long day for him. It's not been a good day for him. Be happy to move on from Dover as soon as possible. But anyways, 5th caution of the day. Let's take you back to the restart. Coming back to the restart, Simon Nichols is the race leader, but he no longer has lap traffic behind him. Colin Denton is second. Noah Clifton, Kelly Lee, Nathan Stapleton's a lap down, and Jamie Rose the top 5. And then there's a few lap cars. Lorenz Marga down in 6th, and then Tristan Allen down in 7th. So we've got under 10 laps to go. Be restarting with about 7 laps to go in this race. Nichols looking for his first win in 40 races. Colin Denton, this is his 45th career start, looking for his first win. Noah Clifton looking for his second win of the year. Kelly Lee looking for her first win since season 2 at Richmond. It's been a long time for her. But anyways, green flag's back out. We are underway once again here at Dover. Oh, look at the 21. 21, you got a good restart there, Denton. He's pretty close to the back of the 3. Didn't let him run away. He's pulled out on Clifton. And he is really there. He might make a move here into turn 1. Oh, he's not going to. He's not going to. Although Nichols is sliding up the racetrack. Denton's looking to the inside. They're going to be side by side for the lead. Oh, bit of contact. Denton somehow saved it off the turn. He drives it into 3 and 4. Nichols trying to get the run on the high side, and he's going to be able to hold on for the time being. Caesar on pit road in the 25. Clifton has closed back into Denton. Is he going to make a move for second place? How did the 21 save it off at turn 2? I do not know. That is the second time he turned the 25 earlier and now nearly turned the 3. And he's in second. Does he have anything left for Nichols? Nichols has pulled out just a slither of a gap. Got 4 laps to go. Nichols off of turn 2. And the 25 coming back off a pit road. This is going to get interesting. This may get dicey. And remember, if we have a caution, the race will end. This stage, Denton, can he go to the inside? Nichols is behind the 25. He doesn't make the move. He couldn't make the move. Now Nichols is going to the inside of Caesar. Side by side, and now Caesar's going to let them all go. Coming to 2 laps to go this time, and Nichols has a bit of a gap. 2 laps to go here at Dover. And Nichols, if he does win, will be 7th career win, his first win in 40 races, but he'd also take the points lead. Does Denton have anything for the number 3? Clifton may be the one that actually makes the move, because he is there on Colin Denton. Coming to the white flag. Last lap. And if he does hold on, he would take the points lead for the first time since season 3. Denton trying to close onto the back of Nichols. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He's got nothing to worry about. He's going to hang on. He's going to do it. Off of turn 4. Simon Nichols gets his first win in 40 races. He wins the Lucas Oil 400 and takes the championship lead. How about that? And in his farewell season to the series, he's done it. Simon Nichols, the winner at Dover. Career win number 7. His first win in 40 races. How about that? Well done to the number 3. And it wasn't like he didn't deserve it. He was up there all day. He was in the top 5 pretty much all day. He played the strategy right. And he gets the win. Denton, a career best second for Colin Denton. A great day, all things considered, for him. Noah Clifton finished in 3rd. Good day for him. Kelly Lee was 4th. And Jamie Rose rounded out the top 5. So, crazy, all things considered, that race. And, you know, the guys that we thought were going to win, Tristan Allen, Jake Rogers, and William Brock, were 7th, 8th, and 9th. And how about Addison Steinbach in the top 10? He missed pit road and he finished in 10th. Well done to him. Lorenz Marger as well in 6th. Pawkins in 11th. Career best finish for Charlie Davenport in 12th. Brandon Bent 14th. Noah Kim finished in 15th somehow. Not really, I didn't see that, but yeah, good day for him. All things considered. Benny Watson. Henry Gore was up there for a lot of the race. Same with Eli Bright, 23rd and 24th. And then you look further down the order. Dawson Miller finished 38th. A bad day at the office for the points leader. Julio Caesar, 39th. Bad day at the office for those two. And then Christian Vargas and Nunigan Scott rounding out the field. And here are the point standings. And how about Simon Nichols? He leads the championship by 14 points over Rogers. Noah Clifton 3rd in points. And Dawson Miller falls to 6th in points. After a shocking day at the office for the number 48. Over to the next page, Anthony Caesar down to 12th. And Brandon Bent moved up a little bit there. He's in 13th in points, but Eli Bright 92 back. It's been a rough chase for the number 95, and that race was no exception. So the midfield battle is getting really interesting, and Derek Hamill, who was 1 point off of the top 35, is now 11 points off the top 35. So, you know, he's got some work to do, but as the rest of these guys back in here if they want to make it to the top 35 and bonus points. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the Lucas Oil 400 here at Dover. Congratulations to Simon Nichols. We will see you guys next time at Watkins Glen.